Hi everyone, Beth here. I'm here to show you how I created these tickets from pieces of cardstock paper or regular scrapbook paper. Tonight I'm going to use cardstock paper, but this was a scrapbook paper. It has a pattern on the background. So you can use anything. You can make your own master board and cut that up. You can just use cardstock paper or regular paper. This is green copy paper that I used. This is brown cardstock that I used to make tickets. These are St. Patrick's Day tickets. In a way that you can use these is, let me move these aside. Here's my journal. I'm going to find a page here, right here. What you can do is you can attach it in your journal, use it as a belly band, put something behind it, use it as a belly band, or you can attach it to the edge of the page. Instead of lace, you can attach it to the edge of a page. So there's different ways you can use it, or you can cut them up and use them to decorate. If you have a little spot somewhere in your journal or on a card or something that needs a little embellishment, then you can cut it up and use a piece. They're fun, they're easy, they take as much time as you want them to take. So let me show you what I used as far as things to cut and punch and glue. I used my Recollections paper cutter. I used all-purpose glue, and I used my hole punch. So let's get started. I hope you're all having a good evening. We're getting ready for another bout of snow somewhere along the way here, starting tomorrow night. So, all right, so I'm going to put this here. What I want to do, these, I used two different widths on these. These are 1 inch wide. They are 1 inch wide, and these are cut at 1.5 inch. And you can cut them to any size you choose. So let me do a 1 inch. Today I'm going to do some spring theme ones. There's 1 inch. Let me do 1.5 on here also. Do 1.5 inches. So however you cut your papers, you cut them. I like using this. It makes my life a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to do a couple 1 inch. I have a piece of green paper and pink paper, so I'm doing spring theme ones for now. So since I already got my St. Patrick's ones all done. So I got 2 1 inches, and I'll do 1.5 inches. So there we go. Oh, you also need a permanent marker of some sort, because you draw your ticket lines around the edge with your marker. So, okay, cutter is done. I also used one of these little mats to help with measuring. So the larger ones I made 2 inches long. The narrower ones I made 1.5 inches. You can make them any length you want. You can make 2 inch ones if you wanted, if you want longer ones. I like the 1.5 inch length for the 1 inch, and the 2 inch length for the 1.5 inch. So I am going to mark this off at 2 inches. I'm just going to put a dot in the middle. And what this is doing for me is when I go to punch my indents, it shows me where I need to go. So I'm measuring these off at 2 inch. Come on. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to measure these off at 1.5 inches, because 2 inch is a little long. It just doesn't seem, to me, doesn't seem proportionally right. It might for you. It's up to you. It's up to the creator's discretion as to the length you want on these. So you can use anything you want to embellish these. I used stickers. All right, I'm going to cut that last little bit off the end here, because that is, I don't know if you can see, but it's going to be really short. So I'm just going to cut that off. So, okay, then you take some sort of punch that you have. I'm using my paper punch, and you just go so it just pops the corner. It just pops the corner. And then I follow each of these dots down the side and just punch a little semicircle out of it as I go. That one hurt a little bit. I hurt my finger before, so. All right, and because I'm going through 2 layers of cardstock right now. That one I went a little too deeply, but that's all right. It's handcrafted, so when it's handcrafted, that's the way it is. Let me see if I can get some better light in here. Where is that? Sorry, hang on a second. There we go. Is that better? Oh, that's a lot better. A lot better. My light on my camera ring here is not working right, so I need to do a different sort of lighting. So I'm punching these like that, and then when you go back up the other side, you go across from the last ones that you punched. See? You go across from the last ones you punched. Oh, come on. There. You go across. And then you can, the dot is on here, whether you use pen, pencil, marker, whatever. I just turn the paper over and just use the other side, and then you're not going to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this for a moment while I punch the holes on these, and then I'll be right back to show you how I made out. There we go. All punched out. Now some people have die cuts that they use to make their tickets. I don't have that, and if you do, you can use that too. It doesn't really matter. I'm drawing out one more that I want to do. So some people have the die cuts to do this. I think it's just fun doing this. It's so satisfying when you're done with it that you did it by hand. Some of the die cut ones are pretty cool. I'm looking to get them. I have them on my wish list in my Amazon store. But yeah, it doesn't matter how you do it. This is just how I do it. There's probably many different ways out there of doing it. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to use this one. Let me try and bring you in a bit so you can see what I'm going to do. I am going to take my marker. I am using a Micron 08 archival ink. I use archival ink or permanent ink so it doesn't run if you decide to do something wet to it. I'm going to turn that over so I don't have my dots. See, I've got my dots on this side. I'm going to turn it over so I don't see them. Sorry, I'm left-handed, so it's going to be a little tricky. So what you do, see if I can do it this way. All right. You very slowly go around and draw a line along just inside the edges and around the loops. That just gives you your outline that you see on tickets. And if you have strips of tickets, you can use them too. Some people might have rolls of tickets. Some people might have the strips of tickets. I have some strips of tickets that I got from the Dollar Tree. You can use those too. You can embellish them. I just like this because I can choose the color I want for the season. Make them any width I want. There's a lot of things you can do with tickets. Tonight I'm going to decorate with stickers and stickers and labels that I have on my last part on this one. Okay, now I'll show you. See, I just drew around the edges with the black marker. And now see where the cutouts are? What I'm going to do, you can do one of two things. You can do a dotted line across, which looks like a tear line, which is pretty neat. Let me do this one real quick. Let me just do a couple lengths of it. And I'll show you the other way that I do it. The other way I do it is just draw a solid line across. You can do it either way, solid line or dotted line, any way you want. Some people even have stampers. You can use your stampers to do this outlining if you have stickers, ticket stamper. So I'm going to put you on pause for a minute while I finish doing the lines on this one. I'll be right back. Okay, I have 3 done. Now, the cool thing about these is it's okay if your lines are not exactly straight. This is handcrafted, it's handmade. It shows that it's handmade and handcrafted. Things don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, now I'm going to bring in some things that I want to put on these. I have some music paper and book page here. I have stickers. I got these stickers on sale at Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to use those. I have butterflies. This one, I really like these. Is with little bunny rabbits. I'm going to put some bunny rabbits on too. So let's see. I'm going to start with the butterflies. All right. And depends on the width of it. I could go that way. Or on these, I could go this way, because usually when you look at a ticket, you look at it like that. So I'm going to just put a couple butterflies on in those directions. Let me see here. Now these others I took a lot longer time decorating and embellishing, because I had the time. I'm on a video now, so I'm going to be doing things a little bit more quickly. Oop, that. All right, I also have a dish of, I've got bird stickers, I got flower punches, got another flower punch. I plan to use half of that. These are labels that I have. I'm going to put them on. I'm going to use them also. This blue one might not work on here. Well, maybe it looks good. Okay, it looks good on the green. What I want to do is I want to take one of these music ones, music flowers that I punched, and I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to place half like here, and I can place the other half over here, because what I'll do, the bird, his tail's too long. Let's go in here. I have some birds and things in here. There's some more butterflies, flowers. Okay, here's birds. Let's get a bird. I'm going to get this little bluebird here. I'm going to stick the bluebird on this music, because then I'll glue it right to there. And you can use glitter glue and go around the edges. You can do anything you want on these to embellish them, however you feel moved to do so. Here's a little bunny. I'm going to take this little rabbit and put him here. This is the one I wanted to put bunnies on, so I'm going to take the other rabbit. There's the other rabbit. See, little rabbit. I'm going to put it up here. There. I have flowers that I'm going to use. It's a good way to use up your stickers, that's for sure. You can use stampers. You can use your stampers on here too. Let's see, let me get my little ones. I'll be right back. Okay, I even brought in some of one of my favorite stampers. I love this tulip one. I'm going to use a black archival ink on this. Make sure you have, when you do your stampers, make sure you have a stamp off paper nearby. Stamp off paper nearby to stamp off any excess. Let me put this up here. That's one of my favorite. Oops. There it is. It's one of my favorite ones. You can use your stamp off paper some other time for ephemera in your book or somewhere on your papers. You can use ephemera. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take this little flower and put it here. This little flower. Maybe I'll put it 1, 2, 3. No, I'll put it up there. On here, you can't see what I did. I put it up top. Let me put you out a little further. There you go. So I put the flower up there. Now what I like to do, like I did with this here, is I like to use the bigger ones on the bigger cards. You see, that's not going to fit there. I would rather have that than the bird. See, that's why you don't glue things down right away, because you might change your mind. You might change your mind. And there's nothing wrong with that. Changing your mind. Here's a bunny stamp. Maybe I'll use the little bunny on here too. What color do I want? I'll do a plum. I'm going to do archival plum. I got a bunch of these little archival inks. They're great. I like them. Because if they don't get wet, or excuse me, if they do get wet, they don't run. They stay right where they are because they're a permanent ink. There's my bunny. Maybe I'll add a little something to that bunny. Let's see. I have these little dots, these color dots. So maybe I'll add a purple dot to my bunny right on his neck. Oh, come on. There you go. Right on his neck, just to dress it up a little bit. Let's see. I need some little flowered stickers here. Where are they? Right here. Little flowers. I want to add something to this. So I'm going to add this pink flower to it. Now, make sure I'm not going to press down on that yet. So, another neat little thing I do, I'm going to take this little flower here and put it here. And then I'm going to use a little label to dress it up. Just stick a little label on there, like so. All right, let me get gluing. All right, I'm gonna put you on hold while I glue. Okay, while I was away, I finished adding things to these. Let me show you one at a time. There's one. Oops, this doesn't really matter which way. There's one. There's two. And there's number 3. Now the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Distress Oxide ink. I use Vintage Photo. I'm going to ink the edges. I like to ink edges just so it gives it a little more of a vintage look. And so it's not so absolutely clean. I like my things to look just a little bit on the grungy side. So I just go around, I get in the little nooks and crannies if I can, and I just ink it. This ink is drying out on me. get my other one out soon. And now I'm going to also go in between the, and I'm going to go lightly over, do where the cut lines are, and then I'm also going to grunge the top of it a little. And there we go. So I'm going to step away and ink my other ones. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back to show you the finished product. Here they are, the 3 that I did. They're all inked and ready to either go in a book, to act as a belly band, to act as a page edge. You could even use it as a bookmark, or to add one piece to an ATC or any spot on a collage or in a book that needs just a little something. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'm sorry it took long to get through this. It is a process, and thank you for hanging in there with me. If I hadn't, I apologize for having to step away so many times, but if I didn't, this thing would have been about over an hour long. So, okay, so thank you for being here, and I hope this answered some questions that y'all had. Thank you. Take care. Bye.